Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Ironhide. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories, in alt mode, of course. And first up, we have the handy dandy instruction manual. Generations Ironhide, that thing. Age 8 and up. Nice illustration of the figure, Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class WFC S21. And on the inside, we have nice, clearly illustrated illustrations, and they're all clean, no blurs, nothing like that. So very nice. Always hang on to your instructions. Next up, we have his big honking hammer gun, and if you don't have this figure, the reason it's a hammer gun is it transforms into a hammer with missiles in it. So I guess when he's through using all the missiles, he transforms it into a hammer, a battle hammer. So it looks to be molded in this color plastic. It's like a gray or maybe a green. I don't know. I'm colorblind. Don't make fun of handicapped people. So it does have a nice, it looks like a dry brush of silver on it, so that's kind of cool. Not a solid paint out, but just a dry brush. So it's got a little bit of waffling back here, not so much up here, just a big gap right there where it turns. So it's got a post here, here, and here. So that gives you a few options. Now let's take a look at the alt mode. And we've got this nice silver paint app here. And then we've got a nice, it looks like a gold stripe to me. And then we've got some silver going on here inside the clear canopy, in which you can see the back of his head. Nice Autobot tampo right there. And then some white paint apps, it looks like, for the headlights. And then some more of that dry brush here on the front. Futuristic-y looking tires, and like a silver dry brush here. That's that space mud. At least that's what everybody used to call it back in the day of 2019. So he's got a number on him right there. That kind of sucks, but rolls okay, not the greatest. And then on the top, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ports for this, or other weapons, I suppose. But you know, he comes with this one, so that's what we'll talk about. And the way this is, that almost looks like it could be a seat, at least to me. So you got that. It will rotate while it's in that port. And there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure in his alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe Class Ironhide with the Amazon exclusive Autobot Alliance 2-pack Deluxe Class Ironhide and the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ironhide. For our last set of alt mode comparisons, here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe class Ironhide with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Transformers Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And first thing I like to do is, let's just get that out of the way. So, let's start with the side panels here. They're on a hinge right here. They tab into this open slot right here, and then there's the tab right there. And then put those down, and there's a slot right here and a tab right here, and it's supposed to lock those into place. Not that you can really do that yet because it's not ready for that, but you separate these parts, then slightly lift the arms up and put the legs down just a little bit, unlatch the front bumper, then you can spin this around, separate the arms. There's a tab here. Where's the other tab? Oh, there's not another tab. And there's a slot here. Put this back into place, open the windscreen, and then lift the head up. You can see there's a tab right here and a slot in there. And we'll get that in place. Then we can put that back in place. And to finish off the legs, we just close this panel up and close this panel up all the way. Twist the arm and lay them down by the side. And there you have it, my friends. Ironhide, all transformed. Let's take a look at the figure in his robot mode. And he's got nice blue paint app in there for the eyes. I don't know if y'all can see it too well. There, now you can see it. And then a nice silver paint app for the face. Again, he's got some silver going on behind the windscreen here. And everything else we've pretty much talked about in the alt mode. So front side looks very robot-y. Back side cleans up pretty nice. Got a little bit of waffling going on here and there, especially on the backs of the arms and, the upper thighs there. But for the most part, it's not bad. And so that really covers all the deco and stuff. I mean, there's nice molded details throughout the robot mode. But again, a lot of this stuff is stuff that we already talked about in the alt mode. So he doesn't really look up much. He can look down that far. No chicken neck. No real waggle. He can do the full Exorcist, 360-degree rotation at the shoulder, and he can raise his arm up well past 90 degrees, so that's nice. Cut at the upper bicep on a mushroom peg for another 360-degree rotation. At the elbow, single hinge, gives you better than 90 degrees, and he does have a 360-degree rotation at the wrist. At the waist, 360-degree rotation there. At the hips, he gives you the splits plus plus. So that's really good. Kicks forward slightly better than 90 degrees, it looks like. And then back, better than 90 degrees as well. There is a separation here at the upper thigh on a mushroom peg that you can see right there. Gives you a 360 degree rotation. At the knee, single hinge, bends better than 90 degrees. Not a lot, but some. No tilt at the ankle, but he does have more than 90 degrees worth of rocker. Now, as far as the weapon goes, you can put it in his hand like that. And you can also put it in his hand like that. After you transform it into hammer mode, of course. And then you can also, in hammer mode, have him hold it like this, like a hammer. So, my friends, it's hammer time. And that's a look at the figure and his accessories in robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe Class Ironhide with the Amazon exclusive Autobot Alliance 2-pack Deluxe Class Ironhide, and the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager Class Ironhide. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe Class Ironhide with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe Class Ironhide, I'll have to tell you, I don't love this figure, but I don't hate this figure. The alt mode, for it being a Cybertronian mode, it kind of makes sense. And, you know, it does make sense that it doesn't really look exactly like the Earth mode that we are most familiar with for this character. You know, it hits all the right beats. It's got the stripe, it's got the red coloring, and the windshield as the chest. And, you know, I mean, it's obviously, it's Ironhide. And, you know, that's what matters. Now, is this my... Again, it's not my favorite version of Ironhide. But, you know, it's not bad. It is what it's supposed to be. It's Ironhide on Cybertron. Even though, like, if you go back to the cartoon... You know, his robot mode looks like his robot mode, whether he's on Cybertron or on Earth or, you know, any other planet. But again, you know, it hits those beats. It's red, has a stripe, and his chest is his windscreen or windshield, whatever you want to call it. You know, the range of motion on this guy is pretty good. The last Ironhide that I had before this one, I can't remember if it was Classics or Generations, but it was not great. It was okay, and the alt mode was pretty good, even if it was, you know, overly panely. But the robot mode was horrible. And at some point I may review that one, I may not. I don't really care for it all that much. I hate to transform it, so I may not do a review on that one. But I don't really, you know, it's not high up there on my list of figures I feel like I need to do a review on. But this one, again, you know, it's not great. It's not bad. It's Cybertronian Ironhide. And, you know, if you have this one, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't have it, then you know, you're not really missing out, unless you're just an Ironhide fan and want every single, you know, iteration of Ironhide that there is. It's okay. The paint, I really do like all the silver inside the chest cavity. It really makes that, you know, the windshield chest piece, you know, it makes it really stick out. And, you know, it's one of the few paint apps on this one. You know, the stripes painted, the face is painted, and inside the chest there looks like it's painted. And then, you know, the mud, space mud, or scuff marks, or whatever you want to call it. Like, as you can see it coming around on its feet now. And, you know, that's a deco app of some kind. I'm assuming maybe a tampo, and then kind of like a, I guess, a wash on the rifle. But again, it's an okay version. If this is the only version of Ironhide that you were able to get a hold of, because in War for Cybertron Trilogy, this is the only Ironhide that was mainstream available, that you could actually go somewhere and buy, or, you know, get at most online retailers. It was widely available. The next iteration, the Earth mode, from the Amazon exclusive, of course, it was the Amazon exclusive Autobot Alliance 2-pack. You know, again, it was a little difficult to come by. It's still a little difficult to come by. And even though they have reissued that Prowl as a Studio Series 86, you know, dying Prowl, this particular Ironhide, or that particular Ironhide, hasn't been available again. But when I talk about that one, we'll talk about that. So, but as far as this one goes, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.